Hello and welcome to another step-by-step how to tie tutorial video. This is the watermelon minnow. This is tied on a size 2. This is a Mustad 3366 BR hook. For a tie-in thread, I will be using a uni thread. This is a 3/0 in the color of red. Have a little weight up front, painted lead eyes. These are medium. We have a little inner body material. This is our red Congo hair. We'll also have a little bit in the mix of some Northern Lights red flash. In the outer body, I have a little selected portion of the green area of the Congo baitfish Minnow black olive. Some selected colors of the olive out of that mix. So let's go ahead and remove our sample. We can secure our blank hook in the vise. Unlike all good flies, this will begin with a single wrap of thread. We'll start that right behind the eye of the hook. Take a couple more turns locking this thread down. And we'll trim off that tag end. We're going to do a couple of small little bumps to cradle our lead eye. We're taking this right behind the eye of the hook. We'll go for this nice painted lead eye. We'll do this with some figure 8 crossing wraps, a couple turns in either direction around the shank of the hook, and then we can go under the eyes and over the hook. We can repeat this process a couple of times. I'm not too afraid of building up a little bit of bulk of material around the dumbbell. This will give me a slightly larger head and seems to work out pretty good. Alright, so our first piece of material we're going to tie in is going to be our Northern Lights flash. We'll just tease out a couple strands. There we go. We'll start with 4 strands. Fold that over once. 4 and 4 will become 8. And we'll trim these loops. And we'll even out the ends. These are going to end up getting folded back towards the rear, but I want to tie these in as close to these dumbbell eyes as possible. So I'm just going to take a couple of locking wraps, turn it perpendicular, and we'll do a couple figure 8 wraps this way. But what I'm going to do next is I want to cinch this right close to this dumbbell eye. So I'm going to take a wrap just around that far side of that dumbbell, and that's going to pull this flash material right tight into that eye. One more time. Excellent. We'll do the same on this side. We're going just around that eye. And that pulls this flash right in contact with that portion of that lead eye. Because these are going to get folded back eventually, but I want these to come out last. Next, we're going to take our red Congo hair, got a small little portion here, and we'll go ahead and trim this in half as well. And what we can do is we're going to taper out, feather out that edge that we just cut. And to get it nice and clean, we'll hit it a couple of times with our brush and let a little bit of the material slide between your fingers. You want a nice smooth and tapered edge. Alright, proportion wise, I want this to be two lengths of the body forward. Here I can tie this in. And we're just going to run our thread back to the bend of the hook, securing this out of the way. Now this is just our inner portion of our body here. We'll take our thread forward again, right behind that bead eye, or the dumbbell eye rather. Alright, we're going to take this and we're going to split this down the middle, giving it a nice even section on either side. We're going to do the same thing with this dumbbell eye, cinching this material forward. And I want this flash to maintain on the front side. I can just pull that in and lock that down. And this is just a technique of getting this material directly behind that dumbbell eye. Okay, I'll do that again on the near side of the hook. We'll get the flash forward and just pull that in there nice and tight. Seems like a little bit of added extra steps, but I like the results of it. We'll take our thread to the bend of the hook again, where we'll just take all this and fold it back. Now this is going to give us a nice open section in the body. We'll draw a couple of turns nice and tight, and we'll pull the near side forward or towards the rear and lock that in. Do a couple of turns on the bare shank of the hook. Lock everything in place. So there you have it. That's the inside. And with that couple extra steps, we're able to get this material nice and tight to the inside section, that dumbbell eye. No gaping holes. Okay, next we're going to do our outer body. We want this to be roughly about that same length. We're going to do that once. And we're going to do that twice. And we'll trim off just a little bit shorter because we are going to taper once again. I'll just pinch that a little bit towards the rear. Set that off scrap material. Use that in another fly. And once again, we're going to feather out our cut end. Just taper that out a little bit. We'll come in with our brush, smooth out all those edges, flip it over to the other side, and we can smooth this out. Alright, now at this point, this is going to get tied in at the rear of the hook, and we're going to fold this over to see approximately what our halfway point will look like. We'll just set this right here and even up the tip there at the rear. We're going to keep this on the top side. Just going to take a couple tight locking wraps. Get this to a point where we can fold this up and around. And on the front side of the hook, I'm splitting this over the eye of the hook. I'm just going to carefully split that around the tip of the hook and slowly work these fibers towards the rear. We'll get one wrap in there to hold that initial thought. This is our opportunity to pull and lock this all down towards the rear. Nice and tight locking wraps. Got good coverage. And that flash just kind of sticks its way through without being overbearing on either side. So at this point we can come in and finish the fly with a hand whip finish. We'll do 1, 2, 3 turns. Pull that nice and tight. We'll do 3 more. 1, 2, 3 turns on the old hand whip finish. And draw that nice and tight. At this point we can trim off our tying thread. We're going to add a little bit of insurance policy here. Just a couple drops of clear head cement. And we'll just get a couple of drops with our bodkin right on that thread. Really let that suck in there and absorb. All right, and last but not least, we can take our brush one last time and really work that tail all together so it can work as one seamless unit. Excellent. There you have it, folks. That's what I'm calling the watermelon minnow. Thank you for watching. Happy tying, and with this one, tight lines.